Okay, are we good? Akasan's Honest Reactions. Akasan celebrating, looks like 40,000 subscribers at this point. We've come a long way, baby. And it's about this time I decided to do another one of these like Q&As. This is kind of like the tradition of the YouTube world, right? You hit a milestone, Q&A, Omega, whatever, right? Anyways, well, I can't interview myself. While I am a very good interviewer, I can't really interview myself. So what better way? Who could handle a Q&A? I think I got an idea. Roll that B-roll. Intro, go!
Yo, what is up, Bucketeers? I am here with you. I mean, you already saw it in the title, but now you see him in person. It is the one and only, the red dreaded Akasan. Oh my God, what is it? What's up, man? What's up?
What is up, Dante?
Man.
How is it going? We never thought this day would come, huh?
No, like, oh man, you know, with the time zones and the differences, and I didn't know how this was gonna happen, but it happened. You know, it's like 12 in the morning, but we're gonna do this. I got the energy, and you know, I'm good.
I made sure that I didn't look tired, and I am ready to go specifically for you, Dante. I'm ready for this. I'm ready to handle your question roast, so to speak. Yeah.
All right, sounds good. First, I want to start off.
Oh, and before we even begin with that, I do want. Sorry. Yeah, you know, like I told you earlier, you know, I noticed you. I saw your interview with Ryan. I saw your interview with the Subto Bros, and I saw you had a little bit of timer. I told you immediately, throw that shit out.
Yeah. As soon as I brought up the 30 minutes.
Interview history, everything's going to be entertaining, whether it be 1 minute or 100 million minutes, 100 million subscribers. Woo! It's going to be entertaining. That is what I'm going to give you today. Here we go. All right. And that being said, I want to also let anybody know that first and foremost, I don't have any beef with Dante because we're collaborating right now. I don't have any beef with Mark, movie
MMM Mark.
Triple M, or is it? He's got 4 of them.
4
so what is that? 4M. We're just gonna call him Mr. 4M. I don't have any beef with any of them, and this is my way of trying to give some more exposure to everybody, really.
Another one.
Duh. And you know, I will admit, as I didn't really like it in the roast because that was my first time being exposed to something like that. That shit stuck with me like
I saw that sock video. Can you please explain that real quick? What was it with that sock video? What is it with the holding your breath video?
Okay, okay, the sock one was a simple one. That's like we were in the middle of a typhoon. It was raining. I already had holes in my socks, and like I didn't realize I was in a rush that day, and I just grabbed whatever socks I could. I didn't realize there were already little holes in them. But by the time I finished it, those fuckers ripped open even more. And I was at work, and I took them off, and I looked down. I'm like, damn! And then in the back of my head, I heard, "What are those?" So I was like, God damn it, Dante's this roast or whatever. And I was like, okay. And originally, I was just going to take a photo for my Twitter followers and just say, what are those? But then by the time I got home, I was already doing reactions. I'm like, fuck it, let me do something really quick. And so I just did that one. And I'm like, okay, I'll just send this one out to the fan base. They'll know what's up, like that. That was it. So, and yeah, the holding the breath one was, I was just trying to do something different, and some people took it the wrong way. Like that's the thing when you're trying to do things different or be innovative. Yep. Some things work, like Reactor Mania, the Reactor Rumble. Some things will work, but some things it just goes over people's heads, and they're like, okay, whatever. When I took a break to go play Arkham Knight, and I had people substituting for me, the first person was Chainsaw, and everybody was just like, who is this white boy up here on Akasan's channel talking shit about Akasan? And people hated it. And they were like, don't ever do this shit again, Akasan, come back. But gradually, people started to really get into the whole substitution thing. And, you know, that's just the thing with innovation. It's like sometimes it's not going to work and sometimes it will. So all you got to do is try. There is no can't or can. Just try.
Right.
Oh, wait, no, I reversed Yoda's. Never mind.
All right, so you're about to
Yeah, I'm ready.
you're about to hit 40,000 subscribers, bro. How does that
Yes.
feel?
The same as when I hit 4,000 subscribers. For me, it's never been much of a difference, like, because of my particular fan base. That's the main thing. It's always been, and like Adik the one the other day made a good point about all these people trying to like do kind of like penis check size and shit, like what do you
Yeah.
call it, dick check size and shit. Like, that's why you don't have as many subscribers as him, that's why you don't have as many, you're never gonna get these many. Man, shut the fuck up. Like, it's like Adik the one said it best. Look, Hitler had millions of followers. Jesus Christ only had 12. So it's like, it doesn't really, the measure of your subscriber count doesn't measure the talent of a man or woman, and all it really shows is just that you might be doing something right, but you got to be very careful about your particular audience, so to speak. My Red Dreaded Nation, 40,000 subscribers, you know, that took a while to get, but that's because there's a certain subscriber base, or there's a certain fan base that sticks with me a lot. You know, for every 5,000 subscribers I gain a month, I lose like 1,000. For like, and I don't know if that's like a high number or what kind of ratio, if that's a really good ratio or not, but I can understand why certain people wouldn't stick with my channel, because it's not the average reactor channel, it's not the average J-vlogging channel. It's not like it's very hard, I think, for a lot of people to kind of take me, so to speak, because they don't know exactly where to what category to put me into, and a lot of people really need categories, so to speak. You know, if you started doing like roast way further like into the future, if you were just doing pure reactions and then suddenly started doing roast out of nowhere, people would be like, what the fuck is this shit? Oh shit, you're just trying to do roast because you're not getting enough subscribers. That's why you have to talk shit about everybody. You know what I mean? Like, it really depends on how people take you. And early on, I really decided from the beginning, like, I can't make this just a react channel, because I don't, honestly speaking, I'm going to be as honest as I can with you. Honestly speaking, I don't like doing a lot of reactions. I like doing, when I first started doing reactions, I was just doing it to stuff I like. Now I'm doing reactions to the stuff that my fan base likes. Yeah. And while there's a merger, there's a thing, like certain stuff I'm actually really happy that they told me about. For example, RWBY, Ruby.
Oh,
while
Ruby,
I'm happy that, like, I didn't know anything about it. If it wasn't for my subscriber base, I would have never gotten into it, and I'm really into it now. But, you know, like Vine videos and it's like certain other sort of things, like, I feel bad, and my subscriber base knows too, which reactions I really get into and which ones I don't, because sometimes I'm just like, that was funny, but not really that much, or whatever. Or like a viral video like Dear Fat People. I really didn't want to react to that video, but the business part of me is like, look, your subscribers want it, it's gonna bring in views. Okay, sit through this white bitch and like, let's just see what the fuck she's talking about. And so I was just like, okay, this is, as I thought, this is gonna be fucking boring, and there's like, I know what she's doing in this video. What do I need to do to make this video more entertaining for my subscriber base? Why the fuck you lying? Like, I got up and started dancing and shit. So, for me, the 40,000, it's the same people, personally for me, it's the same type of people that when I started, you know, when I really started doing reactions like a year ago, I had like less than a year ago, I only had like 1,000 subscribers or so, and it was the same people that are just like, hey man, I really like this stuff, and they'll write a whole fucking paragraph, you know? To this day, still, if I say something and I ask a question, I will get paragraph responses from my subscribers. You know, a little more interactive, a little more fan base, a little more user to fan base relationship. That's the kind of subscriber content and count that I'm interested in. Yes, it might be slower to the road to 1 million subscribers, but that was never my goal. It might be slower to 100,000 subscribers. That's a goal of mine. But at least to that point, I still want to say that I have 100,000 dedicated subscribers, not someone who fucking liked me jumping around or whatever, or just liked one viral video I did, subscribed, and completely forgot about me afterwards, like a dead account. So I'm happy that I have 40,000 dedicated members of the Red Dreaded Nation. So it's cool. I can't wait till the next one. I don't pay attention to it too much, but it is something that is important, I know, for my fan base as well. So
right. So
see, I told you I would take a 3-second question.
Yeah, there's no way this would have been just 30 minutes. But that's all right. That's all right. So your channel didn't start off as a reaction channel, right? Like,
not at all.
So what were you doing before that? Like, how did this channel start?
The original reason I started doing my channel started as basically a video dump, because at that time I just wanted to share videos that I really enjoyed on MySpace. You might have heard of that thing. It used to be the old school Facebook, or before Facebook, before Hi Friends, before Twitter. There was this thing called MySpace. What up, Tom? By the way. And
yeah, what is he doing?
I don't know what he's doing now. I think he's on Facebook. Actually, I heard he's on Facebook. Anyway, so it was a video dump, but I got banned from MySpace for uploading videos of music videos and things that I was really interested in and I wanted people to talk about. So I couldn't post from MySpace anymore videos and upload videos to MySpace. So I was like, what the fuck? Let me use YouTube as just a video dump. And I just started putting videos on YouTube, no tags, nothing, just a title, and I would link them on my MySpace account, and suddenly I started getting comments on my YouTube channel like, "Hey man, this is." I was like, "Who are these strange people? Like, who the fuck is looking at my private files of me wearing Joker makeup and shit?" Like, I was like, I was getting a little worried about that shit. And then what happened was, after MySpace sort of disappeared. You know what? I apologize. It wasn't MySpace. It was Facebook. That was the one I got in trouble with. And so Facebook is the one I was putting the videos on. But anyways, I started like doing, I think it was, I did a trailer for, my original trailer was the Dick Slang Dance. It was called are you familiar with that one?
Nah.
It's very interesting. That was technically my first reaction right before I was about to leave for Japan. I decided to do just watch this Dick Slang video, and that one blew up. Like, it got at that time it was like 50,000 views and shit. Was huge. We're talking like let's see, Japan. Okay, that was about 6 or 7 years ago. And it blew up, and people were really interested in that. And people just really started to subscribe to me after that, and really they were interested in my life in Japan because I was leaving the next day or something like that, and people really were kind of just interested in my life. And so I started uploading a few things while I was in Japan, but then the earthquake happened, and I went through this major depression, moving and everything. But I just happened to check my YouTube account like years later, and people were just like, "Hey man, I just wanted to make sure you were okay. That was a huge earthquake. You really inspired me to go to Japan. I really love everything you do." So I kind of took that to heart, and I'm like, "Fuck man, okay, you know what? I'm not doing anything here in Fukuoka right now. Let me go ahead and continue doing reactions." So I started doing, I think it was Batman. I think it was Batman Arkham Knight. Yeah, it was Batman Arkham Knight. I did my first official reaction to, or Thor, one of the Thor trailers, because at that time, the Thor movies were going on, and people really liked them. They liked my reaction about it, and I was just like, "Fuck, let me keep on doing it." Then I saw Speak Preview. Speak Preview was like the original Adik the One, basically. He used to do some really fucking creative collaborations. He's still online right now. He just doesn't do any. He hasn't done anything in over a year, but he used to do some really sweet collaboration type videos, and I really enjoyed watching them. And that's how I discovered Epic Gamer and Danny Trailer Reactions. Now Danny's Danny Unchained. I started discovering other reactors, but there was one guy in particular that it was a Godzilla trailer I saw during Speak Preview, and he was like, when just the sound of the trailer, he was just like like this. And I was like, what the fuck? This dude can't be serious. And I checked his channel, and he was getting a lot of views for this shit. I'm like, fuck, man, I can't be like these dudes. Like, I can't fake my reactions. I don't know if it was fake or not, but I can't be overzealous about a fucking trailer. I was just like, this is ridiculous. So at that point, that's when I decided to, like, I was like, okay, I'm interested in reactions, but I know I'm going to have a big problem because everybody, as I've noticed in the compilations, everybody's just like, nerdgasm and shit. And I was like, I know this is going to be a problem competing with them or whatever, so I need to make it clear. How can I be 100% clear that I'm being honest with my reactions? Thus, Akasan's Honest Reactions were born, inspired in part by honest trailers, because I needed to let people know from the beginning that I don't get excited over everything. I just want you to see me as natural as it gets. And sometimes I'm going to talk shit about a trailer because for me, that's exactly what the point of a trailer is. Back in LA, I used to go on a lot of surveys where they pay you like $60 to get your opinion on shit, your honest opinion. They would show you some stuff and they would pay you $50. So for me, that's what these trailers are. For me, recording is almost like doing a survey. It's like, I want people to know exactly what I think about this trailer, if it's shit or if it's actually good, because, you know, sometimes that will really change the outcome of a movie or of a project and such. So that's why I just always decided to be honest about it. And very side note for you, and this concerns you as well, I thought this was actually really funny because some people just don't understand the definition of being honest. And people really, after the Batman versus Superman trailer, it completely changed my, like, the people that would just subscribe to me just to subscribe, and they were like, wait, you don't like the Batman versus Superman trailer? I don't want your fucking honesty, like that. And I remember after your latest roast, I got a lot of backlash over that one because I wasn't impressed. My first impression, I wasn't impressed of it, being honest. The part with Mark and the part with King CJ, right? Yeah. It just, I didn't know how to take it, so it showed on my face that I wasn't really interested in it at that time. And I remember going to Rashad's channel and checking out his reaction to it, and I remember seeing someone comment like, "You are truly the best reactor out there. I really appreciate showing your honest reaction opposed to people that just say they're being honest." And I was like, wow. I was like, wait a second. This is not, like, you're not honest doesn't mean I need to enjoy it the same way your fucking ass needs to enjoy this video. Like, it's very funny. And then I also got comments with the Batman Superman trailer. It's like, it's called Akasan's Honest Reactions, not just being an asshole. But whatever, like, I understand the position I'm in. I understand my subscriber growth comes a lot slower because of that, but it is what it is. I can't look at myself in the mirror every day and fake reactions and just do it for the views, because then it stops becoming fun and it stops becoming natural for me, basically, you know. We aren't actors. We are, you, myself, all the reactors. We're not actors. So, you know, when we're playing a role, like when actors play a role and we turn it off, when they turn it off, they can go out onto the street and nobody ever says like, hey man, you played a shitty fucking Batman. Fuck you, I hate you as a person now. I'm not a fan of your acting, so to speak, right? But as a reactor, we get talked shit, like, you know, Tyrone gets shit about jumping out of his chair sometimes. I get a lot of shit about things I just don't like. You know, you, all of us, we can't escape that. So I just want to be as honest as I can because most of the time I don't even remember the way my first reaction was to certain things. So
Yeah.
but,
I
so
know
there you go. Next question. We're gonna go for a 6-hour interview here.
All right. Well, you're in Japan now, so you used to live
Yeah.
in LA. So were you born
Yes.
in LA, and did you just move to Japan?
Yeah,
And
I was
like,
born. Go ahead. Yeah.
I was wondering what was the reason for why you moved to Japan? Like, was there a major reason for that?
I was born and raised in the San Fernando Valley, actually North Hollywood, NoHo. Very from your interview. And I knew this from the beginning when I met Ryan, or I actually even saw his apartment. I knew he lives like 5 minutes away from my hometown. So
Oh wow.
like here's NoHo and he's Van Nuys. So that whole area, we basically grew up in the same area together. And which is really funny. Just considering, I knew when I saw his apartment, I'm like, this is the valley. He definitely lives in the valley. And he's got a hot, Hispanic Latina girl and such. So, and so I was born there. Then I lived in Santa Monica. When I was 21 or so, I moved out of the valley and I moved to Santa Monica. And I worked in a Japanese company in Santa Monica. From that point on, yeah, I kept on going to school, and I just kind of got there. There came a point where, at that point, the recession was going on, and housing crisis and all that, and I was just getting shit jobs left and right, and I was a telemarketer for a very long time. I worked at a flower company over the phone for a very long time, and it just came to this point where, like, I was going to school, but I just didn't really want to work in anything traditional at that moment in time. So I was doing tours to Japan at the same time, bringing people from LA or all across America to Japan. And it just sort of seemed natural. Like, I spent so much of my life in America. Half of my friends were Japanese. My best friend is Japanese American. And it just seemed kind of natural that maybe I should try to give Japan a shot, because I was just getting so lazy in, especially Los Angeles. So Los Angeles is like a lethargic addiction. Eating pizza every Monday, Little Caesars for $5, watching Monday Night Raw. I was getting really fat. I just got really like tired of this kind of life. All my friends, all the homies, we come over, smoke out and shit, and it was fun, but it didn't seem like a dream anymore. It didn't seem like a challenge anymore. I had so many friends from Japan living in LA who were trying to pursue something, do something better with their life, and I was just like, what the fuck am I doing? So I just decided to just change everything, make a challenge, and basically move to Japan, and I decided to after that.
Do you have any regrets about it?
Yes, I do. I have a lot of regrets. Well, I shouldn't say a lot, but those regrets just make me stronger, I suppose. I mean, I missed the passing of a lot of people. A lot of people have already come and go, and I kind of knew this when I left, that this might be the last time I'm going to see a lot of these people. My grandmother constantly reminds me of it. That the next time I come back, she may not even be here and such. So these things kind of bother me. My brother, my sister, everybody's growing up without me. Things are going on in America without me, and sometimes I'm really out of the loop on certain jokes or certain things people are saying. But I suppose my biggest regret is the fact that I couldn't see my grandfather before they pulled the cord, and he had a cancer, and he was hiding it from everybody. But I could tell when I talked to him on the phone. He's my biggest influence in my life in terms of a father type of figure, and he always just showed me a way to be strong, but at the same time a way to be stubborn. And he was so strong. This is the guy that would get up like 6 a.m. in the morning every goddamn day and go running. my grandfather, and he had a Corvette we called the Batmobile and everything. And he was so strong when I met him, with the last time I saw him, but I just heard rumors that he was losing a lot of weight, and he hid the cancer from my entire family for like 4 years. Like even his wife, even his wife had no idea what was wrong with him, and it was until the 12th hour when the cancer spread to his brain, and he was already on the, comatose the vegetable. His only trusted confidant basically came out and said that he had cancer and he's dying, or he's about it. So they pulled the plug, and it was a real hard time for me because I was struggling here in Japan, trying to figure out how to get back over there. But that's like $3,000 something to fly back to, in utmost respect, to go look at a vegetable, a body. Like there's no one really there anymore. And so my entire family just told me, just stay home, just stay in Japan, don't worry about it. Like it's a waste of your money. And that hit me really hard, because it's those times where money becomes a big factor over family, and priorities get mixed with emotions, and I never got to say goodbye in any sort of form. About a year later, I ended up finally going back to America, and I got to see his little plaque or whatever, but I knew he never cared about that kind of shit, so I knew, like, I spent a little bit of time there, and I talked to him just a little bit, but I knew he would never really approve of people crying over him and shit, and he'd just be like, okay, I'm dead, I'm done. Like, that was hard, and I never got a chance to really talk to him. Like he wasn't really happy about me moving to Japan. He never, one of the things he always said he told one of my cousins that he was really worried about me because he saw that I was into Japanese stuff, but he was really wondering about my hair color. Even back then I had red hair. He was worried about the hair color, and he was just like, old school military guy, and he was just like, can't he just get a regular job or something? Is he afraid? Is he not proud of being black? And that hurt me a lot. And so I always wanted to dedicate a part of my time here in Japan to showing him how I could make something of myself living in Japan, opposed to at that time living in America. But I never got a chance to show him that I'm making it, basically. So yeah.
Wow. Well, don't know how to transition out of that one.
But it's okay. It's okay. I still joke about it this day. Like I wore this one shirt, like Think Positive shirt. He actually gave me that shirt, and I wore it, and even on camera I was like, yeah, my grandfather gave it to me. He's dead now. Let's watch this reaction. So it's okay. Like, here's the bottom line is, like I said, I still respect him a lot, and he was the strongest male father figure I had. He was around when my father wasn't, and he lifted not just my own family, but my mother's family. So when my original grandfather left my grandmother, he came in and he took on like 3 kids that weren't even his own. 3 teenage girls. No, I take that back. 3 teenage girls and one boy. 4 kids, and he took them all on his own, as if they were his own. And he never looked back, and he never regretted marrying his wife, who is my grandmother. And then when my father abandoned us and everything, he came in there and he tried to fix that side of things as well. So, he was the strongest influence of my life, but also one of the most stubborn men I have ever met in my life. So I try to take a little bit of both from that, because I'm stubborn as well. So, yeah, but it's all good.
All right, well, with that, I think we're gonna move on to some Instagram questions.
Okay.
Bucketeers. Now you got a lot of questions. You got more questions than Ryan Wright did. You got more questions than the Sup Though Bros did. So we're gonna.
why. I wonder why. Okay,
We're
let's
gonna
see if we...
I'm gonna pick and choose these ones. Nas_34 says, "Will you ever cut your hair?"
Yes. Not anytime soon, but I just cut it recently. Let me put this out. I am a huge fan of actually Rob Zombie. And my big thing was, I like having long hair. I enjoy having long hair. If I could, if it was sociably acceptable, I'd grow a long fucking beard out and just long ass dreads, and I'd be like that old ass kung fu master, like just moving my beard left and right. If it was sociably acceptable out here, I'd do that because I see myself as like a lion, a leader. Sometimes lethargic as well, sometimes lazy, but I like having a long mane. I just needed to cut it a while back because I was getting very lazy to that same point where I was in LA, gaining too much weight, and I just needed to jumpstart myself and become that young rookie again and get that inspiration to start moving faster again. But in all likelihood, I'm going to grow it out long for a while and then cut it again one day. I don't know.
All right.
But I will never like have it short because I have this weird Willow's Peak and I got a weird fucking shaped head. Even in elementary school,
Yeah,
I noticed
imagine.
a weird fucking shaped head. So I knew dreadlocks were probably gonna be the only way. And even when I get like a fade or something, my hair grows so quickly. Especially in Japan because there's nobody that can cut black hair. There's no point for me. So dreadlocks work the best for me. And you froze up.
Pilion King says, "Is Akasan your real name?"
It's the name people address me by, but just like Gator, Tyrone, and Ryan, my birth name is not that. Akasan was given that name was actually given to me in English in terms of red man. And they used to call me W.E. My friend said he was like Red Man Walking, and we just started going with that for a while, like Red Man and Red Man. But then when I started visiting Japan, my birth name is Isaac, and Isaac is like Isaac. Like it comes out really weird in katakana, like Isaac, I suck. And I'm like, I don't think I suck. I think I'm pretty interesting. So, you know, Japanese people are just like, oh, Musakashi, it's like impossible to pronounce my name correctly. So they asked me if I had any nicknames, and I was like, oh, my friends call me Red Man, and they were like, what's red? Red's red in Japanese, and they're like, Aka. And so I was like, so you mean Akasan? And they're like, oh, sorega, ine, sashi. And so Akasan was born back in 2003. Yeah, 2003, and at that time I was doing more DJ stuff under the name of DJ V, which was short for Venom. Big Venom fan. I was under that name, so instead I changed it from DJ V to DJ Akasan, and it just started working that way.
So how many tattoos do you have?
I have 3. I have 3. I have one on my arm here, which I got in Kurume back in 2006. And a real short story about that one, I fell down a flight of stairs that same day. And so my entire back is probably still scarred up and bleeding. And that same day I had to lay down on a tattoo table, and this one Yakuza dude with a cigarette and shit was like drilling into the flesh. And if you've ever had Cooley would be able to attest to this, the arm hurts anywhere where you actually have more muscle hurts a lot more than any other place because it's just painful, like they're actually cutting into the muscle. The tattoos I got on my spine were fucking euphoric. A lot of people say on your spine or on the bone hurts, but for me, the tattoos I have on my spine, it was just so euphoric. And I got those back when I was in high school, and it's just two kanjis that basically say like special and then spirit. So, but I think it fucked up, and like obviously going to places that don't know any Japanese, like the kanji, a lot of Japanese people have told me it's like a Chinese kanji that means demon. So like, so instead it's more like special demon. So I've always thought about getting more work ink up here, and I always wanted like forearm stuff, but it's just a pain in the ass to cover up every day to work, you know, working with kids and such. It's really hard. So yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to get any tattoos because
it's not for everybody. I don't think you shouldn't do it if it's trendy. I did it because I felt I needed it to be part of me. Other than that, yeah, it's okay.
All right. Alex8398 asks, how difficult was it for you to adapt to the Japanese culture?
It's pretty, I would say pretty difficult, but then also kind of easy as well, because I grew up with the Japanese culture in my life ever since I was like 15, 16 or so. You know, I shouldn't really say this, but like when around when I was 15 or so, like when I separated from my father and such, and my mom like snatched me and my brother, we were like homeless for a long time, and it was pretty painful to go through being homeless and living in shelters. And I don't know if you've ever seen what that kind of experience is, but you know, that's like sleeping on cot beds in the blazing heat with a bunch of other people. Little maggots or like gnats are eating your body and shit. And like it was really hard to adapt to this, and I had this one Japanese American friend who had similar sort of downsets in his life, and we kind of bonded that way. And you know, he showed me like this world, the Japanese American side of things. And I had a girlfriend for 6 years from, ironically, just around the same prefecture. And in LA, I had a Japanese girlfriend for 6 years, which really felt like being in a Japanese relationship. So by the time I moved to Japan, I was kind of, certain things I was already used to. A lot of Japanese people say that I have something called aisatsu, which is kind of like greeting and rapport. I know the rapport of Japanese people, so it's easy for them to get along with me, opposed to a lot of foreigners who just are still kind of like that rambunctious, loud, noisy-ass foreigner that's really rude or saying stupid fucking jokes that aren't really funny to Japanese people, but they're very KY, which is a kuki yominai, which means they can't read the air. And so I'm not very KY. I'm actually I can read the air pretty well and read situations really well. So that part's okay, but just the language is still a big problem for me. Because I work full-time at where my required language is English, and they actually get mad at you for speaking Japanese. So even though I'm living in Japan, I don't really live Japan, and I don't really get a chance to feel the same sort of stress a lot of other foreigners feel, in terms of like, fuck, I don't know what they're saying, I really gotta try hard to learn Japanese. I've never really cared enough anymore. I like lost that ambition a long time ago, and it sucks sometimes, but with the move to Tokyo, I'm hoping it's gonna reinvigorate me to like try hard to get back into really going full-blown Japanese, especially for the benefit of the channel as well. The doors open up a lot more if I can collaborate with people speaking the same common language.
All right. Rob Ortigue asks, Akasan, who was the first reactor you spotted on YouTube?
Probably the first reactor I spotted was Epic Gamer. Like, my fan base, the Red Dread Nation, they know this, but I actually don't watch YouTube so often. And I'm thinking about this roast. Somebody was like, Akasan, the YouTuber that doesn't watch YouTube. Like that, but I don't watch YouTube so much, so like the first person, the only reason I even found Epic Gamer and the rest of them and the world of Reactors is because Speak Preview or someone let me know that they included me in a compilation, and I was like, okay, hey, let me go check, let me check this out or something like that. Or maybe it was a Deep the One, and they let me know. So I was like, hey, oh shit, there's a lot of people doing the same thing. So I just kind of saw it as a bulk, and then after that, maybe it was Ryan or maybe it was Tyrone. Like, I remember seeing their thumbnails, but I don't, personally, it sounds weird again, but personally, I don't find reactions that interesting or entertaining unless it's something that I really like, and I don't like a lot of things. So there you go.
Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah.
so I didn't really click or take notice of the Big Four or any reactors until way later when my fan base started mentioning you, Ryan, and Gator are like the only, you guys are the Big Four reactors that I watch, and everybody else started saying the same thing, and I was like, okay, I need to really check out these guys, like, because I'm getting put in the same category of them. And I looked at them, I'm like, oh, they're pretty cool, okay. And I was like, wait, oh, damn, they got like, at this time it was like 50,000 subscribers, all of them except Tyrone. Yeah, like 75,000 subscribers. I'm like, damn, I have only like 4,000 subscribers, but I'm getting put in this same category, so I must be doing something right. Okay, yeah. Cool. So, but basically, to answer your question, Alex or whatever your name was, it was I think it might have been Epic Gamer, only because he and I had the same reaction to Godzilla at the same time, and I wanted to look him up after that.
All right, and it wasn't Alex, it was Rob, but yeah, close.
Rob, okay, sorry, and you know what? It wasn't Epic Gamer at that time. It was Epic Gamer. Now he's known as the Epic Reactor. So.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. At that time, his name was Epic Gamer.
Okay. Alright, Ernie1 asks, what are you most excited about going to Tokyo?
YouTube Tokyo. Like, I don't actually... It's so funny. To be honest, I don't like Tokyo, actually. Like, I don't like Tokyo. I think the city's quite shy, and I get really annoyed with people staring at me, and when I try to approach them or say hello, they look away. They're very shy. I'm not a big fan of Tokyo. At least in Fukuoka, I get, this is good and bad side, but I get put on this like God mode pedestal type of thing where people are, oh, your hair, it's so cool. Can I touch it? Can you get off my fucking hair? Like they're just like, oh. And that has its good and bad points. Tokyo, people will look at you, but they'll just look away. And like they're very shy to have a conversation with you. So it takes more time to get in the zone. But I am since I went to school out there, I'm happy to be back with my classmates, go back out, be around people that like wrestling, like multimedia stuff, can understand why I would go to Korea to watch a fucking movie, things like that. But more importantly, yes, it's more of a business move for me. If I wanted to pick somewhere, the best place to live for me in Japan is Osaka, because all the people have no shyness. They're crazy, they're wild, they're funny, they're very similar to people in LA. Tokyo's more like New York. People got things to do. They don't have time to talk and shit. But it's all a business move for me, so I'm the most excited about setting up a new apartment, having one room dedicated purely for the YouTube channel, having a job that allows me to have the mornings off, because my mornings is your night. So when trailers come out, I don't have to be delayed anymore by a fucking day and a half getting my reactions out and getting like the second wave or like these smaller waves of fans that are still interested in the trailer, still interested in talking about something, to come find me. That's the biggest problem I have right now, is because of my full-time job, everybody's asking me to react to shit, but I can't get to it till like a day and a half later, because of the time difference. So I'm looking forward mainly to YouTube Tokyo, making that work. I'm a little worried about the hate their channels are getting and going in there being like, yeah, I got 40,000 subscribers. What do? Mainly, like, I do Japanese stuff. Oh, it's like you do a bunch of reaction channels. Yeah, that's not something we do here at the studio. Like, this is, I have a little problem with that, but other than that, it's okay.
All right. Billy RMP asks, what is the worst nightmare you've ever had?
Ben Affleck being cast as Batman.
Wow. You had to make the...
But, like, it's not real. For me, it kind of feels like, and, like, don't get me wrong, I actually enjoyed him a lot in Gone Girl, but for me, it feels like a nightmare every day. There's actually a few things that make me feel like this, but every day I wake up and you realize that Ben Affleck is Batman. Like, I knew things were gonna change, but I'm really hoping for the best, but just every time I see, it's actually Ben Affleck as Batman doesn't bother me as much as I see Ben Affleck as Bruce Wayne. I'm like, that's not what I was going for. But in terms of an actual nightmare, probably I've had a nightmare where I've had a few nightmares where I've been shot. Like I've been assassinated in a firing range, or there was one where I had like spider powers and I lost my powers and I fell from the ceiling, and this Russian chick with a giant machine gun shot me, and I could feel every bullet ripping through my skin, and everything went white, and when everything came to, I woke up. So I actually like died in that dream. But nightmares, those type of dreams, they said are the best, because that's the sign of things are coming to a close, and you're closing something in your subconscious. So that's probably the scariest fucking dream I've had.
Yeah, that sounds scary. That sounds very like detailed and.
Yeah, it was. I felt every bullet ripping through me. It was crazy. Yeah, it was crazy.
All right, I'm _ Taiwan. I don't know. How old are you?
I just turned 35 a few months ago, actually. Yeah, 35. Yeah, I was. Yeah, I guess that's all I can say. 35. I was surprised Tyrone was 38, but I was like, phew, okay, I'm not the only one.
Wait, you said Tyrone's 38?
Yeah, Tyrone is 38.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that. What?
I thought you were gonna say that makes sense. Okay, yeah.
No, I didn't know that. But Fadi, bro, these usernames I don't know.
Yeah, that's okay.
He asked, "Are you gonna ever go back to the U.S.?"
You know, when I came out here to Japan, like I said in the big announcement, like the whole idea was just finding that rare blue flower that grows in the mountains and such. And I was on a quest. Like, I just felt like there was nothing else that Los Angeles had to offer me at that time. And I just had no more motivation for even living at some times. I didn't want to die, but I just didn't want to be alive anymore. I just felt empty. I wanted to go into a hole and come out in like 10 years or something like that, to be entertained, to be impressed again with life. So I'm never going to rule it out. I don't really see myself living in Japan for a long time, and I need to be very careful about that, because the longer you stay out here, the harder it is to go back, only because life can be easier out here if you just want to be another statistic working at an English school, collecting this amount of money, having a basic budget, fucking some bitch, getting married, having a bunch of half-breed kids running around. It's very easy to fall into that lifestyle if you let it happen. If you're happy about that, if for anybody that's fine with that, I have no problem with that. But I do, like I said, like I mentioned before, like all I picture is what Majin Vegeta said one time. It was like he used to be so badass, and suddenly he ended up kind of toning everything down, falling into mediocrity and having a wife or having a baby's mama, having a child, and even finding himself starting to think this was a nice place to live. So those words ring so true to me that I just want to keep on doing what makes me happy, whether it's in Japan or in LA. So I think the next place, if there were another place I want to live next, it would probably be Hawaii, just because I really like water. So even outside my apartment right here, there's a lot of water. I need to be around water. So
we're gonna have more underwater reactions?
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Like, I just need to practice for it, but I don't like doing the same repetitive shit, following a formula or whatever. And on top of that, I was on vacation at that time, and I was like, okay, I know the channel needs to be up. Like, I've been on break or whatever. I need to put content up there. What can I do that's different that people would kind of enjoy? So I was like, let me try this underwater reaction. And then I realized that I can't really swim and hold a camera. And the inner tube was floating away while I was doing the reaction. And I was like, oh shit, I didn't think about that. So I need to rethink this. And I was just, fuck it, I'm still going to upload it. So
it was worth it. That was entertaining.
No, what's even funnier about that is some motherfucker unsubscribed. I actually, few people unsubscribed about that. Like, I saw on somebody else's channel, they were like, yeah, man, I used to like Akasan, but I unsubscribed because of the underwater reaction. I mean, who told them to do that? Nobody told me, motherfucker. I wanted to do something different, innovative, okay? There's a lot. I got a lot of other reactions you can fucking click on and watch. You don't have to fucking leave because of one innovative experiment. Shit.
Yeah.
Nobody told Bikini Girl not to do a reaction in that pool. So.
All right. Lovely_x3 asks, do you have any kids or are you in a relationship?
No and no. I am not. I date. That's about it. So as far as I know, I don't have any kids out there. So I love kids now, but at this moment in time, I like my rental children right now. I like to go to work and teach a class for like 60 minutes, pick up the kids, hold them. And I don't even mind when they cry or whatever, because I get to hold them and everything. I really enjoy taking care of kids, and there's something special. There's a certain feeling you get out of nurturing for children and watching them grow and see them take on a part of your personality that you know they got exactly from you. I have a few kids that sound just like me when they're speaking in English, or when they're trying to discipline somebody. They're like, hey. I'm like, oh shit. And it's a special thing for me, but I also like the fact that I can return my rental at the end of the day and give them back to their regular parents. So
right.
And I can go home and watch like YouTube and Pornhub, things like that.
Really? So. After being with kids, that's what you do? Probably not a good look.
Wait, that did not sound right.
Probably not a good look.
Research situation.
All right, the last question, this is a good one, is Schlemmer1. Where do you see yourself in 5 years professionally and personally?
I see myself still working with multimedia sort of stuff. You know, I think the reaction stuff, I personally think that reaction channels and just reaction videos are going to get moderated very soon. I think Content ID is going to be upped to the next level thanks to kind of the abuse that reaction channels have given other people's original content, and then the hate that's come with that from bigger YouTubers. If bigger YouTubers are making videos claiming their problems with reactions, you can be guaranteed that even bigger YouTubers are talking to the people that are in control of that stuff in terms of moderating that stuff. The same way Reply Girl got moderated and completely eliminated. I think the content ID system is going to be looked at again, and I think it's going to be easier for content providers and uploaders to like check something like make sure nobody steals this shit or put my video in the content ID system so it starts to get marked more often like that. I definitely think that's coming by far. So I think reactions videos in that reaction format, it's going to get moderated a lot more. It may not be completely eliminated. I don't think that point, but I think it is going to be moderated. So I see myself still doing things that I enjoy doing, but things that are still popular within the multimedia world. So whether that be on TV, you know, where I'm going in Tokyo, I just got an email or I just got a message from a very, very famous person in Tokyo, a black man in Tokyo. He's like the black man of all men, as part of a cell phone commercial. He's like, he's been part of the cell phone commercial world for like 10 years now, and he's a huge DC and comic fan, and we talk a lot, and he was just like, dude, let me know when you get down here, it'll be good to have you back in Tokyo, you know, collaboration. So I see nothing but big things happening within the next couple of years. And the main point, the main thing I still want to do is make sure I still have that communication and like down to earth connection with my fan base. I just want to always continue to be my regular person, and I know I'm hard to get for some people. I know I'm difficult and not as entertaining as the next person, so to speak, but I just hope that every time someone sees me, they know that 100% they're getting the real guy here. So this is reality TV at its finest. Even when I'm in a bad mood, I'll still record stuff and let you guys know I'm in a bad mood. So, you know. Right. So nothing but more. That's all. There's nothing but more.
All right. Yeah. Well, I want to thank you for your time. It's been like, how long? It had to be like an hour, right?
No, hey, that was pretty short, dude. I thought you were going to ask me more controversial shit, and I was like,
I didn't even want to. Nope. I don't got time for all that on my channel.
Right on. I'm glad. Okay. That's good to know. Good
I just wanted to know more about you and, you know, your life and how you're living. And now I know, and now everybody else knows. So thank you for your time. Thank you for your honest interview.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate everything, and good luck with everything. I see your channel, man. I see how it's going, and so I'm really proud of you, man. And you know, I like the fact that you were able to take something and make it grow to the point where, you know, when people come to your channel, they know it's partially it's reactions, but it's something more than that actually has helped build the reactor verse, so to speak. Yeah. And you've added like an extra substance to make this universe or this world that we have, this community that we have, even bigger. And like, it's hard for me to explain, but just basically the same way where there's, for example, a movie comes out, then they actually have a video game that comes with that movie, and it helps build our, like, you know, they have, where Marvel has its movies, then it also has its Netflix TV shows. You're kind of like that Netflix sort of thing, or that just builds more. Or even better, the way DC has its like side like news that they talk about things, it helps build and make everybody realize how important this communities, this Reactorverse really is. So I appreciate that, what you're doing as well, man.
Well, thanks.
Yeah.
All right, this was fun. This was interesting. Learned a lot. I hope you guys all enjoyed this, watching this wherever you are. And there will be more in the future. Thank you, Akasan. Stop with the box thing.
I'm closing you in. I'm pushing you in. Yeah.
All right, bro. Thank you for your time. I'll see you later on, man.
Right on, man. I appreciate your time. Thank you.